Good evening. It is Friday. It's just got 7:30, so it only means one thing. It is, of course, the Arsenal Women's Show. And tonight we are going to look back on last weekend's fantastic victory, of course, over Manchester United. Sold out Emirates, the first sellout in the WSL for Arsenal women. Fantastic that was. Great performance as well. So we're going to look at that. As that put us back in the title race? Well, potentially. So we'll have a look at the title race as well. Of course, there is an international friendly going on tonight as well. The Lionesses are in action against Austria. So we'll keep a little eye on the score throughout the evening as well and see what's going on with the Lionesses tonight. And of course, when we come back from an international break, we've got a really big week coming for Arsenal, haven't we? 3 games, and the first 3 games after the break are going to decide our season, aren't they? So lots and lots going on. As always, we've got the guys with us. It's all going to come up the other side of this. It is, of course, the Arsenal Women's Show, and we have got with us, as always, Andreas and Emma, who's nice and on time today. With a nice haircut as well, by the look of it.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Nice haircut from Emma. Andreas, first of all, good to see you again. Are you okay following your trip to London last week?
Yeah, of course. I'm glad to be back. It was a fantastic weekend with great match and experience, and wouldn't have wanted to miss that. It was just great to be part of this really history making in women's football. Yeah.
It was indeed history making. Indeed, we'll come on to the attendance very, very shortly. Of course, Emma managed to find a toilet on this week as well, which was good, wasn't it? You had a good time last weekend.
Not difficult. Yeah, I just went the wrong way out of the stadium. Honestly, it's just so easy to go out. It's just the right. It's just so easy to find. I don't even need to go out on the ground. It's not even the armory. You just have to go over the bridge into the right. It's so easy to find. But that was good. It was packed, and followed the men's team for a bit, and then just went home. Now it was really good. It was a good day out overall.
Yeah, of course, and obviously the result, no doubt, helps. Of course, it does, as it always does. Now, obviously, obviously the show last Friday was when the Chelsea Man City game was going on, and we were kind of looking at that. And in the end, of course, Chelsea lost, didn't they, at home, which is very, very unusual. And Man City looked very, very strong actually in that game, defensively certainly. But of course, that result for Manchester City, as we knew that a win over Manchester United was going to put us right back in that title race, with just 3 points between us and Chelsea and Man City. So that's how big that game proved to be. And once again, like against Chelsea at the Emirates, what a performance we put in front of a big crowd. It was just another brilliant Arsenal performance, wasn't it? We dominated the game, really. Yes, some of the goals you could say are a little bit fortunate, the own goal, a penalty, and whatever, but overall, we fully deserved that, didn't we? I mean, Andreas, that was another impressive Emirates performance, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. And once again, we are doing better if our opponents try to play football and not only park the bus in front of the goal. If we have an opponent like Chelsea, like Man United, they want to create their own chances. They want to bring on their own tactics and game plan. That's totally different to playing against Liverpool or West Ham or Spurs or London City Lionesses. It's different for us. It opens space for us. We had a good match plan. Jonas explained afterwards that with wide passes and long balls, he wanted to come behind the United backline, and this worked because they opened these spaces. And the first 5 or 10 minutes, it was threatening. I think United was better in the match, and there was this one situation with Laya's back pass when Saps came out, and fortunately she cleared the ball. But this could have been a very, very decisive situation after 2 or 3 minutes. If he gets the red card and we have to play 87 minutes with 10 players. But after, I think, 8 or 10 minutes, we ourselves grew into the match, and we found the spaces, we found the solutions, and then we created a lot of chances. And in the end, United must have been happy and thankful that they lost only 3-1.
Yeah.
5-1 would have been deserved. I think Beth hit the post 2 times. Then there were 1 versus 1 chances from Stina. Well, Mary Earps reacted very good. So 5 or 6 goals for us would have been just deserved. And that we couldn't keep the clean sheet, well, that's normal Arsenal women business. But in the end, I think everybody was satisfied, and was great to be a part of this match and the atmosphere. And yeah, you could see that it inspired the team, this atmosphere, that they wanted to give their everything for this crowd, and it was just fantastic.
It was, yeah. And I mean, I think when we first started playing more games at the Emirates a couple of years ago, what we found was, I mean, Jonas has mentioned it, hasn't he, where there was only maybe 5,000, 6,000, 10,000 fans, and it created a little bit of a strange atmosphere. And we never really played that well generally at the Emirates, did we? We lost a lot of games there. And that was maybe one of the reasons. And now we're getting full crowds and, you know, great atmosphere in the stadium. It seems to have made a difference. And our results at the Emirates this season, okay, apart from the Liverpool game, have been much better, haven't they? The performances have been better as well. And suddenly now the Emirates is looking more like our home, isn't it? Which it didn't do for the previous 2 or 3 seasons that we played there. So, which is a massive positive for me. And while we continue to produce performances like against Chelsea, like we did obviously last week against Manchester United, I think the Tottenham game's nearly sold out as well. Our next game after the international break. And while we keep doing that, then I think that what's going to happen is these games will keep selling out, won't they? Because the performances that the team are producing at the Emirates has now really, really reached the level that, that we were doing at Meadow Park. You know, Meadow Park was that fortress that we hardly ever lost at. And Emirates is becoming more like that now. We're playing more games there, which is great, isn't it? I mean, Emma, you must have obviously enjoyed the performance against Manchester United. I know all the goals came in the first half, but in the second half, we could have scored even more. As Andreas rightly said, we had so many chances, didn't we? We opened them up every time we went forward. It was great.
Yeah, it took a while for us to get going. A free kick in the first few minutes, had the deflective which went wide. But other than that, they didn't really do much. Once we got it was a bit of a fortunate own goal, but you could see they struggle with it. Well, it's not like us, they struggle with crosses in the box. I suppose their back line is a bit fortunate the way the goal goes in, but you could see they were having problems with the balls into the box, and they looked a bit shaky at the back. And the second goal summed it up as well, which is clearing it straight onto the head of Chloe. And then they couldn't handle her down the left. She was absolutely brilliant first half. That was arguably her best game. This goes to show why doesn't Jonas start her more on a consistent basis? She's just been part of a team that's won 6-0 on international duty as well. So, yeah, I mean, it's just... I know it's difficult for him at times, but it goes to show he's got to start more often. And then she set up beautiful. She played a part in Beth's goal as well. A couple of superb passes. Beth to set up Vic for that. Which eventually led to the second goal, and then Leah Valti, who always has a tendency to produce fantastic passes as well, setting the Chloe down the left. And I think once he got that penalty, there was no way back. They were completely overwhelmed. Perhaps probably lucky not to have Gemma Evans sent off for the yellow card, which second yellow card, which could have been given for the penalty. But I suppose the referee maybe in a big game didn't want to send her off or something. But once we settled, there was no way back. They were overwhelmed. We completely cut off their attacking threat. And second half, Beth had to deflected if it was the post here, supposed to sell. Could have easily been more. I mean, there's fortunate it was not 5 or 6-1. Bit disappointing at the end that they conceded again from another corner, but the damage had already been done. And in front of a record crowd, what more can you ask for? And and the songs were flying around. It's just, it's great. It was just a fantastic game, and hopefully they can do it going forward. And this is actually a very interesting stat on Facebook that says Arsenal currently have a higher league attendance, 31,428, than 9 Premier League clubs. So it goes to show that, doesn't it, how good we're doing?
Yeah, I mean, that's slightly. It's great to see the stat written down. It's slightly misleading because some of the stadiums in the Premier League have got smaller capacities than what the Emirates has. We've played at Emirates more times this season, so it's kind of. It's a little bit maybe not quite a fair reflection. It's a great stat, and obviously, it makes people maybe stand up and listen and think, you know what, people are interested in women's football now. Yeah. We're regularly selling out the Emirates. We're regularly getting 50,000 fans coming to the games. So obviously, that's a massive step in the right direction. And yes, it's helped us that we do play so many games at the Emirates now, this season in particular. You know, without the Champions League, it's kind of helped, hasn't it? Because we've had more WSL games. We've got one more extra one to come in as well. So we're going to get another, hopefully, big crowd, especially if we've had some better results in the meantime until that game comes around. I think more people might buy tickets if it's a really important game, potentially to decide the title. So, but yeah, it is great that suddenly we're getting regularly now. I mean, Arsenal are leading the way in how to fill a stadium for women's football. I know some people still don't want to accept that people are really interested. You know, you've got Joey Barton constantly about you know, no one's interested in women's football. Well, if they're not interested in women's football, why are they buying tickets? And people saying, oh, well, the tickets are cheap. Yes, the tickets are cheap. Of course they're cheap, but they were cheap 2 years ago and we still only got 10,000 in. So that's not the reason, is it? That's not the reason, because the ticket prices have always been, in fact, they're more now than they were 2 years ago. You know, I can remember getting a ticket for a £5. You know, you wouldn't get a ticket for a £5 now. So the price have gone up, and yet the crowds are coming in more. So it's absolute nonsense to think that no one's interested in women's football, because they clearly are. And Arsenal are leading the way, and it's great to see. We're sort of trailblazers in that respect, really, aren't we? And, you know, other teams play at the big stadiums and don't generally sell them out like we do. So, yeah, we're the benchmark, aren't we? And performances like that and games like that, because it was a great game to watch, wasn't it? I mean, if someone was just so, I'm going to watch a bit of women's football, it's on the telly, I'll sit and watch it. If they watch that game, I don't see how anybody could come away and think women's football's not very good, because that game was really good level, wasn't it? The technical level of both teams. Yes, Arsenal were clearly a better team and we should have scored more goals, but the technical level was good. You know, tactically, both teams and you know, you could see it was no different to watching men's football, other than the fact that men are a little bit bigger, a little bit stronger, a little bit faster, and that's it. And they roll around a little bit more when they get tackled, and they complain a bit more to the referee. Other than that, you wouldn't really notice a difference now in terms of the technical level. And I can't understand how anybody doesn't get it. I really don't understand how you can watch women's football and not see that it's as it is. Don't compare it to men's football. It's different. No. Men and women are different physically. You can't compare the two, but just enjoy it for what it is. It's brilliant. And I just think that the more and more we get in crowds like this, the better it's going to be long term. Greg's in the chat there. He says, evening, all looking forward to tonight's chat. And we're looking forward to your comments as well, as always. LG says, don't be in denial. We're only in the title race mathematically. We ain't beating Chelsea.
Come on, mate. We're not in denial. Come on. Don't say no. Don't say no.
We don't know, do we? I mean, yes, mathematically we are back in it. We do need to win both of those two games, absolutely. Will we be able to win both of those two games? I don't know. We've got a chance. It's 11 against 11. We've shown it in the big games. We beat Chelsea and Man City at home in the league. Why can't we go away and beat them? You know, we've proved that we can match them. Yes, away from home's different kettle of fish. Of course it is. We know that. But I don't see any reason why we can't beat both of them. It's a big ask. Of course it is. We're going to have to play amazingly in those two games, and then we can't afford to blow games after that, and either side of it, we've got to win the other games as well. But I'm feeling fairly optimistic now that we can. Will we win the league? I don't know. Have we got a chance of winning the league? Absolutely, we have. We are definitely in with a chance. And if we, you know, the Chelsea games first. That's not that long. That's not that long time now, is it? 3 weeks till we play Chelsea. If we win that game, then suddenly, wow. Is that not going to? Will that not convince you, LG, that maybe if we can beat Chelsea away, that we've got a hell of a chance?
Sure,
we'll have a hell of a chance, won't we? I mean, Andreas, we're going to be looking ahead to those games coming up, but looking at it now, do you think we can win both of those two games?
Yeah, theoretically it's possible, but I also say the title will be decided between Chelsea and Man City. It's not only the 3 points, it's two teams above us with 3 points ahead, and the goal difference it's nearly a 4th point for them. And I
that's right.
See us scoring 5, 6, 8 goals against the weaker teams. We'll be happy to beat Bristol or Leicester or Brighton, but not with a lot of goals. And so this is a 4th point for them. And I think we have a good chance at Kings Meadow against Chelsea, because the last matches showed that we are able to beat Chelsea, and they are not playing their best season. But right at the moment, for me, City is the title favorite.
Yes.
I don't see us winning away at City, and maybe they they can lose 1 or 2 points on the way to the last day, but we will do so too. Will we beat Leicester, Bristol, Brighton, Spurs, all these teams that make us so many problems? I don't think so, and therefore I was happy on Saturday that we have now a big gap between us and United
Yeah.
to secure the third place. If it's possible to catch one of the two above us, then securing the second place, which would be important for the Champions League, not playing the qualifying tournament. But to be honest, right now I don't see us winning the league. Of course, it's good that it's mathematically possible because it's another motivation or boost for the next games. But well. Let's surprise me, and in the end, I would be totally happy if I'm wrong, but I don't see us winning.
I mean, I think deep down, I probably agree with you, if I'm honest, because I just feel as though winning away at Chelsea and Man City just won away consecutive weekends at Arsenal and then at Chelsea without conceding a goal in both of those games. So, you know, and I think we're as good as Man City. Player for player, we may even be better. Squad depth, we may be better than Man City. But we've got to go away from home in those two games and prove it that we are, as Man City have done. And it's a big ask. It is a big ask to do that. And yes, you are probably right. Realistically, even if we did win both of those two games, it may not be enough because of as you said, the goal difference isn't in our favour. We still need them to drop points elsewhere, don't we? Somewhere along the line, or we need to suddenly start hammering teams 8-7, 8-0, don't we, in the other games on a regular basis to get that goal difference back. And they need to start winning games by 1 goal or 2 goals. So it doesn't seem likely, but there's no reason not to believe it's possible when we're still in there. 3 points can easily be, Chelsea have dropped points to some silly teams. They don't look as strong as in previous seasons. Man City tends to have a tendency to bottle things when the pressure's on. Will that happen again? The last 2 results for them probably suggest not, but who knows? Who knows? I mean, I'm still pretty confident that we can do it, but we probably won't. Terry says, Ammo's looking very suave tonight.
Thank you, Ray. You guys said something good about me for once.
Looking very smart. Greg says there no Lotta in the England team again. Yes, I mean, we were talking about this sort of before we started. I mean, what more can Lotta Rubenmoy do to get a game for England? Leah Williamson's out, as we know. Millie Bright's out, as we know. Alex Greenwood, yes, she's going to be a shoe in there. That's not a problem. But how on earth has Esme Morgan proved to be better than Lotta Rubenmoy? How on earth is that possible?
And Moya Letizia.
Well, Moya Letizia, she's sort of playing it at fullback anyway, so that's not really the issue. The issue is she's picked Esme Morgan over Lotta Rubenmoy. And she watches Lotta Rubenmoy a lot. We've seen her at Meadow Park. We see her at the Emirates when we play. Lotta's having great games week after week. She's been so consistent. She's been one of the best players, one of the best defenders in the WSL this season. When it comes to England, and it's like, hang on a minute. Why in this game of all games, when it's a friendly, she's made a few changes, Serena, which she doesn't normally do. She's tried a few different things. What on earth has Lotta got to do? She's been on the bench for I don't know how many England games in a row. She's not got on the pitch for about 2 years, and I'm angry about it. I'm upset about it, and I just feel so sorry for Lotta because if any player deserves a game for England, deserves some minutes on the pitch, it's Lotta Rubenmoy. She's just her performances for Arsenal have deserved that. It's crazy. I couldn't believe when I saw the team. I was thinking Lotta will play tonight. There's no Millie. There's no Leah. She's going to play. Absolutely, she's going to play. And then Esme Morgan's picked again. It's like, come on. Esme Morgan is not a better player, not a better defender. It doesn't bring more than Lotta Rubenmoy does. She just doesn't. It's a fact. So I don't know what Serena's doing, honestly. We can't question Serena too often because she's got such a great record and she's amazing, but I don't get it. I don't understand. It makes no sense. I don't think it's just an Arsenal thing. I think if you were to ask any fan that watches the WSL on a regular basis, I think everyone would be shocked that Esme Morgan is getting more game time for England than Lotta Rubenmoy at this moment in time and for the last 2 years. What's Esme Morgan done? Yes, Man City are ahead of us in the league. So what? She doesn't even play regularly for them every week. It just, I don't know. It's just, I don't know. I can't get my head around it. But anyway, it is what it is. Terry says, I'm going England tonight. If we don't bag up tonight to with the Zins in goal, yeah. Was Zinsberger playing? I didn't really see the Austria team.
You'll be pleased to know Russo scored the first goal, was set up by Beth, and there was a mistake from Manu. So,
oh well, there you go. It was right then, isn't it? So there we go. I mean, we kind of pretty much summed that up before, didn't we? Greg says you'll probably have our best game of the season. Well, apparently not. So there you go. Apparently you're not having the best game of the season. So there we are. Greg says, are we pulling the biggest crowds everywhere we go? Of course we do, because we're the biggest team in the world. Terry says, give Jerry Barton a bit of credit. He does go and watch Everton, so he don't really know the entertainment business. But yeah, that's true. I mean, he needs to kind of, sort his life out, really. Terry says, we're defo beating Salty FC, not sure about City. Well, I don't know about definitely beating Chelsea. I think we've got a good chance. Of course we have. We saw them. Greg just said what Emma said there. Russo's just scored, which is great. Terry says, first mistake by the Zins, 1-0. Yeah, then quite well get a few more, I'm sure. LG says, Chelsea away is at Stamford Bridge, not Kings Meadow. Oh, well, there you go. You see, that actually didn't have favour, isn't it? I think a bigger pitch. Kings Meadow, we've got such a poor record on. I think we can go to Stamford Bridge and win now. I forgot. You're right. It is Stamford Bridge. I forgot. Yeah, I think we'll go and win that game. Yeah, I think we'll win that game. LG says Lotta is steady, not amazing. Which has one or two mistakes. Yeah, but Esme Morgan has more than one or two mistakes in her. Esme Morgan's not. The point is Lotta Rubenweider the best defender in the world? No. Is she a very, very good player who's having a great season? Yes. But the question should be, is she better than Esme Morgan? And the answer to that is yes. And that's the only question we need to be asking right now. No one's denying she doesn't make mistakes. Of course she does. She's a defender. Most defenders make mistakes. But that isn't even the point. The point is she better than Esme Morgan? Yes, she is. So why on earth is Esme Morgan playing ahead of her? It makes no sense. Let's see what team's picked on Tuesday for the second game, whether or not she gets an opportunity there. I don't know. Anyway, Terry says, don't matter where we play, Salty FC, they have LJ Havertz. Well, they do, yeah. He's on the bench tonight for England, actually. Lauren Jones didn't get to start the game. But, I mean, Andreas, can you believe that Lotta's not getting games for England? I can't understand it. What's going on?
No, that's crazy, but that's what I expected. I think Serena rates her very, very low. And, Serena would play a championship playoff before giving Lotta a chance. And the one mistake Lotta has made is she didn't choose to play for the Netherlands. She would be a regular starter.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And it would have been possible because mother or father is Dutch. So she would have had the chance to play for the Netherlands. She would have been a regular starter there, no doubt about that. I mean, she was player of the match against United, and 2 or 3 matches ago, she was also player of the match. And Serena was in the stands, was watching her. What did she watch? What did she see last Saturday against United? Was she satisfied with Lotta's performance? I mean, of course, she sometimes makes mistakes, yes, but last Saturday against United, she was fantastic. There was a sloppy start when Lara Codina needed time to find into the match, and Lotta was there. There were clearances, tackles from her, and her long passes. It was a Leah Williamson performance from Lotta last Saturday.
It was.
Nobody's saying she's better than Leah Williamson or better than Millie Bright, but they are both injured and not available. So why not give Lotta a chance? I don't think that she will get a chance on Tuesday. Maybe she will come on at 65th or 70th minute and have then 20 minutes, and then afterwards Serena will say, she had no great influence on the match. Yeah, of course, give her a chance, let her play regularly, as she does for the Arsenal. She plays her best season this season, and when she has to start regularly. Last season, when it was Leah and Rafa, we often criticized Lotta for her mistakes and everything. But now she grew into the game with all the minutes she has to play and to prove herself. Yeah, it's not understandable. I think we are also so sad for Lotta because she would have deserved this. But to say the positive, she gets a rest. That's the positive thing for us.
She does. Obviously, she gets a rest, but I don't think we'd have too many complaints about it if there was somebody better than her that was being picked. then you'd think, well, fair enough. You know, as we said, you know, when Leah and Millie Bright are fit, you wouldn't expect Lotta to play because those two are better than her. Alex Greenwood, she's better than Lotta Wogan-Wyatt. So we're not trying to say that she should play every single game. But when you look at the player that's in replacing her now and has replaced her, or not replaced her, but played in front of her in other games, you look at it and you think, well, that player isn't better than Lotta. So I don't understand it. I mean, Emma, it's bad for Lotta, isn't it, that she's getting overlooked so many times when she can't. What more can she do for Arsenal to prove herself? You know, when Serena watches Arsenal all the time, we see her there every game near enough. And what's she got to do to in this team?
Honestly, I don't really know, to be fair. I mean, she's, as you said, Andreas, she's probably better off playing for the Dutch. I mean, she will have to get games there because as you say, she'll be a regular starter, but I don't know. Maybe it's the form. I could only understand maybe it's the consistency in the results that maybe keeping her out of the team is not entirely her fault. But you know, she saw it. She's proved it against Chelsea, against Man City, and Man United, all the big games at home this season. That she's a classy defender and she's a replacement for Leah when she's not playing well. And I don't really know what she has to do to get in the team. As we see, I don't know what those defenders. Okay, they're decent, but are they on better form and as consistent? You'd probably say no, they aren't, but. I don't know. It's just it's even during the Euros. Understandable during the Euros because Leah and Millie were the first choice centre back. But now when they're both injured, you'd have thought, come on, I mean, give her a chance. What more has she got to do to prove herself? But I don't know. I don't know what the reason personally behind it is, but maybe it's to do with form. Who knows? But yeah, it's a strange one. Let's just say it's very strange.
It absolutely makes no sense to me. I just cannot understand it at all. I say tonight was the one I was expecting her to start this game. As Andrea said, she was brilliant on Saturday against Manchester United in one of the top games of the weekend, and she's been so consistent. I don't know. I just don't get it here. Terry says we all know Lotta has a mistake in her, but in my opinion, she's been one of the best defenders in the WSL this season. Absolutely, she has. Yeah, there's no question about that. Absolutely no question about that. But Serena doesn't think so. Greg said, I wouldn't say Bright is better. She's not very good passing out and always has a mistake in her. Yeah, but with Millie Bright, yes, I don't think on the ball she's as great as Leah Williamson, for example. Even Lotta Wogan-Wyatt is probably better on the ball than Millie Bright. But what Millie Bright is, she dominates that defence, doesn't she? She's strong in the air. She wins tackles. She's just a dominant leader. And I would always pick Millie Bright and Leah Williamson as the first choice centre-back for England if they're both fit, ahead of anybody else. Yes, Millie Bright can make mistakes. Of course, all defenders can. It's part of the job, isn't it? Yeah, every mistake you make is going to be highlighted because you're at the back and it leads to chances or goals for the other team. Remember that one Leah Williamson made against Australia, wasn't it? When that game was Serena's first defeat. You know, Leah Williamson made a terrible mistake. It happens to the best in the world. So, you know, lots of Wogan-Wyatt and Millie Bright are going to make mistakes, aren't they? But I would say those are the best. That is the best partnership when they're fit, obviously. And at the moment, they're not. So let's try something else. Let's try something different. These are what the friendlies should be for, shouldn't they? And it was maybe a lack of trying different things that led to us not qualifying for the Olympics, maybe not winning the World Cup in the end, sticking to the same things all the time rather than trying different things when you can. I don't know. Terry says even Carter gets to play. That says it all to me. Perhaps it's because she don't play for. Well, yeah, maybe that's part of it. I don't know. I mean, Jess Carter is not better than lots of Wogan-Wyatt either. I don't think. Anyway, LG says the irony with Arsenal fans is you hate the international break because your best players might come back injured, but when they're not picked, you also complain. You can't have it both ways.
I don't know about that.
I like our players getting picked for England or all of their nations, whatever country they are. I like them getting because one, it's good for their own personal career, and secondly, it can give them a real boost as well. Anyway, so when they come back, they've had a good international break. They're flying. They're really confident, and they take that form into playing for Arsenal. So I've got no problem with them going to international break. Yes, if they don't play and they get a rest, then fair enough. We'll take that as well. But I always want to see them play. I want to see all our players play for their country because it's the pinnacle of a football career, isn't it? To play international football for your country. There's nothing can beat that. So I want them all to do that and all to get the opportunity to do that. But if they don't get picked or they don't play, they get a rest, and we might benefit that way as well. So it's two ways. Terry's it's 2-0 now, is it? Oh, fantastic! I can't get my telly to work, so I can't even watch it. But
yeah, I can't. Anyway,
Who's got the second one? Do we know?
Oh no, I'm still waiting for I know it said Grace Clinton hit the bar on her debut, but I'm still waiting for the thing 12 days. So I haven't got it up yet. Yeah.
Grace Clinton scored the second.
Oh,
Grace Clinton did. That's her first start, isn't it, for England? So brilliant for her. See, you make changes, you throw players in, and they come and rise to the top and get a goal. Look at that, brilliant. Well done, Grace. Brilliant from her. Wayne says Chloe Lacasse got 1 goal and 3 assists in the game, and Sabrina got a clean sheet. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. You see, this actually, I wanted to mention that because we've been screaming from the side here for weeks saying play Chloe Lacasse and play Stina from the start in games. He wasn't doing it, and suddenly he plays them in a game in the WSL, and what happens? We beat Manchester United in that sort of performance. It's almost like, well, hang on a minute, Jonas. We've been telling you this for weeks, mate. If you've listened to us before, we might have beaten West Ham, we might have beaten Manchester City, we might be top of the league. It was strange that suddenly he makes them changes, and yes, we played well in other games before against Chelsea when they wasn't in the team. But I mean, Andreas, that was good to see, wasn't it? That Chloe and Stina, they both had such a big impact. Chloe was brilliant. I thought Stina had she didn't score, but she had a great game against Stina. I thought the runs that she made, she helped create that second goal with her presence in the box, and she's always there, isn't she? Where when we're attacking, she makes them runs into the box, and I thought they were both the difference for me from the previous couple of games, wasn't they? They were a big difference.
Yes, exactly. Especially Chloe had a fantastic game. She was so dangerous all the time. United was never able to control her with the pace, with her dynamics, her runs into the box or to the box, and she created many dangerous situations. She created chances. Of course, she was lucky with the goal. The assist came from a United player, but you have to stand there and make this goal. And Chloe had a great match, and I think it was close when you choose the player of the match. Lotta or Chloe, could have been both. And Stina, Jonas found very, very positive words about Stina's performance, and that's remarkable. Yeah, her runs, she's always difficult to control because of her runs. She creates spaces for her fellow players because of her runs, and you have to watch where Stina are there, and then there is space for someone else, and this is the big advantage from her. Of course, she had 2 big chances in the second half, and she should have scored a goal. But you can't have all. So I think we were 3-0 up, and United defense was just confused. They didn't know how to defend all this threatening attacks from us, and most came from Chloe and from Stina because they were always on the run, always on the move, and it was great to see that they both grabbed their chances they got. Unfortunately, Chloe is away now for the next matches, but she proved how important she can be for this Arsenal team. And Stina, we say it for weeks now that she needs more chances, more minutes. So it was great. Everything that we wanted Jonas to do, he did it, and then it worked. We can't be so wrong with our show, with our opinions.
Yeah, I mean, it's not just us. People in the chat and other people as well have been saying it as well. But no, I mean, we've been saying, particularly those 2 players, they're the 2 main players that we've been saying should be starting games simply because of the impact that they've made when they've been on the pitch. So yeah, I mean, I think that it was great that it was justified, wasn't it? Those changes that we've all been wanting were justified by the performance that they both gave. Again, because they both played, of course, against the London Lionesses game, didn't they? They were both brilliant in that game as well. So, they both got 2 starts. And yes, now we're without Chloe, of course we are, because of the cup she's gone away to. But, that's what it is, isn't it? We can't sort of do anything about that. But hopefully when everybody's back again, we might start seeing Chloe and Stina in the team a bit more often together, because I thought that worked well. And even Beth had a better game, didn't she, than she has done in recent weeks as well. I think to bring out something more in Beth as well, having those 2 around her. So that was all positive. I mean, Emma, you must have been pleased to see Chloe and Stina starting the game after, what's been happening in recent games when we've all been desperate, haven't we, to see them play?
Yeah, I mean, they deserve the opportunity and she grasped it. No, as I said, she was brilliant down the left hand side. Caused all ends of problems. No need to play a part in best goals, instinctive finish. Yeah, and when I suppose when you have the song and the fans you've become accustomed to now, it just inspires you. Yeah, she reminds you a little bit of Kelly Smith with the way she celebrated at the end. Whether she becomes as great as Kelly Smith, who knows? But no, it's good to see her playing well. She deserved the opportunity. Hopefully, now we can use her more going forward. Yeah, I think she's going to be a key player, and we are to keep up with Chelsea and Man City and take the title race all the way. She's going to be key for me. She's got to get more starts as well. But and Stina, we know her quality. She's scored so many important goals for us since the middle or so of last year. And yeah, okay, she missed her chance, but it was a mistake from the defence. But she could see her hold-up play was really good, and she was making those runs. And yeah, it goes to show it was good to see Alessia Russo rested. She played well, but she also deserves some rest too. And you could see the way they both linked up with Beth and Vic going forward, created all kinds of problems for the United defence, which they ultimately weren't really able to handle. And so hopefully that's a blueprint going forward, and we can continue that good form. They can continue that good form and show the manager they deserve to start on a more permanent basis ultimately.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and they can't do no more, can they? We're talking about Lotta can't do anymore. Those two certainly can't do anymore to prove that they should be starting games after the international break, because they both made a massive impact. LG says there, Russo is a clinical goal scorer for England, but never has been under Skinner and Lionesses. Don't you think it might be a coaching issue rather than the individual herself? Yes, you've got a point there, I would say. I would look at it more like somebody, she scored quite a few goals for England, Russo, but let's bear in mind some of the opposition that England have played haven't been very good. So that's helped to boost her. I mean, she score 4 goals against Macedonia or somebody that, we won like 15-0 or something, 20-0 or something, didn't we? You know what I mean? So you've got to look at it that way. Well, yes, she scored big goals in tournaments as well against top teams. I'm not saying she hasn't done. She scored big goals in big games for Arsenal, which did for Manchester United as well. She's a big game player. There's no doubt about that. She's not a clinical goal. I don't see her as being a clinical, even for England, I don't see her being a clinical goal scorer in the sense that maybe Ellen White was, in the sense that, I think Stina is and stuff like that. And yes, is it a coaching issue? Is it an individual issue? I'm not sure. What does she do different for England than she does when she's playing for Arsenal or she's playing when she played for Manchester United? I don't see a lot of difference in the way she plays, particularly. A goal scoring record is better for England, yes. But is that a lot to do with it, or partly to do with the level of the opposition sometimes that we play? I don't know. I think that's a part. I mean, what do you think about it? Do you think it is a coaching issue that that Russo isn't scoring the top level of goals, the 25 goals a season that she should be scoring? When you look at the ability she's got, is that down to the coaching that she's had, or is it just the fact that she doesn't get herself into enough goal scoring positions?
It's not a coaching issue. It's the way we play, or the Arsenal style, or maybe the Lionesses style. And I rate Alessia Russo very high. She's a fantastic player. Her work rate is absolutely phenomenal in every match. The way she works for the team, the way she's doing for the team, and the space she's creating, her passes. I rate her very high. But she's totally different to Stina. And I said it many times. Why not trying both together? Because they're totally different attackers. It could fit together. And maybe she's not the classical number 9, the clinical goal scorer or striker. But she's a player who creates chances. And then maybe she's not every time in the position to score the goal. But there are so many matches, or there have been so many matches when I wish that we were behind. And why not bringing both strikers? Why not trying to attack with Stina and Alessia? And it's not about who is starting, okay, but bring on fresh legs or react and bring both. They are totally different players, the yeah, more football qualities, I rate Alessia higher. But of course, Stina is the one who scores more goals. It's great to have such players in our squad, such different attackers. Give them enough minutes on the pitch. Let them play together, or bring fresh legs if necessary. And then I think, yeah, this will work. This will work out better than it did before. Because I'm very happy to have Alessia in our squad. She's a fantastic player.
She is a fantastic player, and I don't think anybody, it's not like any of us are saying that, Alessia Russo isn't a fantastic player. She is a fantastic player, but I think we all just want to see her score more goals, don't we? Because she's playing generally as the number 9, and your number 9, you look at Man City's number 9, look at the goals that she scores. You look at the number 9s in Chelsea's at the moment is injured, obviously Sam Kerr, but look at the goals that she scores. And that's what if you're going to be successful, you need to have that. If you've got a player in that position, they need to score goals. And for whatever Alessia Russo brings to the team, which is lots, she's not bringing enough goals. She didn't score enough goals for Manchester United. It's not just an Arsenal thing. She didn't do it, as you rightly say. She didn't do it under Mark Skinner at Manchester United either, did she? She wasn't scoring 20 goals a season. She's never scored 20 goals a season. But yet, for England, she does score regular. But I don't know. I can't quite decide. Greg says, I agree, we don't play to her strengths. I don't know. I sometimes watch when I'm watching the games. I sometimes think that we're almost playing to Russo's strengths. We're letting her do what she wants to do. We're giving her a free role almost. She can drop deeper. She doesn't have to be in the box. She can go wide and all this kind of stuff. And maybe that is her strengths. Maybe her strengths aren't getting on the end of things all the time. Maybe her strengths aren't inside the penalty area. I don't know. Maybe we are playing to her strengths. I get the impression that we are. Her strength isn't scoring 20 goals a season. That's not what her strengths are. She brings more. She brings more to the team than that. But I don't know, really. It's a tough one because she's a great player. Terry says, it looks like Serena has Russo to stay up front and stay down the middle. That's where we need her for us. I don't know. She doesn't always, though, does she? She still drops deep for England. It's not like, and she's still wide for England as well. I watch her play for England. I don't see a different player that plays for Arsenal. Not really. It just so happens that maybe she gets on the end of things a little bit more. I don't know if that's the reason. I'm not sure, but I don't know. But anyway, we're lucky to have her. There's no doubt about that. But I'm not sure. Greg says, it was good to see Stina start, but Russo is the better player. Yeah, she's a better overall player, but she's not a better goal scorer. And I think that's the position that she plays. That's her position is to score goals. Stina's better at that particular job. LG says, Lacasse over Ford any day. Lacasse is more direct and decisive.
I don't know about that. I don't think dilly-dally. That's a bit odd.
I kind of agree with that to a certain point, but I like Caitlin Ford. She works really hard. She scores goals. She's got quality. Is Lacasse better? Yes, probably. I agree with that. Terry said, change of subjects. It's good to see Andreas didn't self-harm last week after his vlog on last week's show. Hang in there, Andreas. Last week he was a little bit down in the dump. But the Man United, it's cheered you up, didn't it? The Man United game cheered you up, hasn't it?
Yeah, of course. This helped my mood, and everything's okay again. No worries, Terry.
Yeah, of course, everything's cool. Now we're winning, everything's cool again. It is. LG says, the issue I have with Stina is even this season she misses way too many big chances. Yeah, but how can you say she misses big chances when she's got, the minutes on the pitch to the goals that she scored is the best probably in the WSL, probably, when I don't know all the minutes all the players have played, but you look at her goal record against everybody she scored against. You know what I mean? I can't see that she's missing big chances. She misses some chances, of course. You show me a striker that doesn't. Sam Kerr misses 10 chances in a game. She gets another 5 chances and scores 2 of them. Everybody doesn't care that she's missed 10 chances. Yeah. No one remembers that she's missed 10 chances, but every striker misses chances, don't they? So let's not necessarily think Stina's the only one. I don't think Stina misses that many chances considering the minutes this season. She has done, of course. Terry says, no wonder England are doing well tonight in Spain. They've got English weather. It's pouring there. Is it raining? Is it? Terry says, it's 2-1 there. Is it?
They got one back. Got still got one back. Yeah.
Terry said England needs a lot of Ruben Moy on the pitch. Terrible goal to give away. Was it? Okay. Greg says Zin saved the shot. Did she? She saved the shot, has she? Wow, that's great, isn't it? I used to save one. That's brilliant. We think like that. LG says breaking news: Zinsberger is actually mobile. Is she? Well, that's good to hear, isn't it? Let's hope that she can bring that into to our. Oh, hang on! I've managed to get my TV to work finally. It only took about 4 hours. Anyway, Terry says, "How many games has Steen won us the game?" Yeah, how many times has she come on and made a massive impact? Exactly, absolutely right. And she needs to get more credit than she's getting, I think. But anyway, I don't want the volume up. We don't want to hear. It is 2-1 anyway. I've just noticed Russo's playing number 9. I don't like her playing number 9. She needs to play number 23. It's confusing seeing her play number 9, isn't it? Anyway. So, yes, I mean, obviously, we're pleased that Lionesses finally listened to us. I'm sure he watches the show. I'm sure he does. And he obviously listened to us because he made those changes finally. And I think he did it for Andreas because he knew you were flying over. And I think he felt bad that, the last game that you went to, we didn't play that well and he hadn't picked the team he wanted. And I think he felt that he was responsible. So it's good that he's listened to us finally and made those changes. Just seen Russo shoot from like 25 yards, actually, which is something she doesn't do for Arsenal very much. She just did for England. So maybe that explains what we said before. Maybe that's why she scores more for England because she's encouraged to shoot more. I don't know. But anyway, that's maybe a slight separate issue. We're happy with the way things are at this moment in time. So, yes, I mean, it is obviously international break, as we know, which I quite enjoy, I must admit. I don't like the men's international breaks, but I quite like the women's ones. And do you like the women's international breaks as well? They're better, aren't they, than the men's ones?
It's too many international breaks. Now what I criticized was the international break at the start of the season, and it was too much in the first half of the season. Just when we started, I think before the season started, then we made two games. It was another international. That's too much. Now it's okay. It makes sense because of the Olympics qualification with the Nations League semifinals. And of course, teams that are out in the Nations League, they have to play friendlies. Of course, otherwise you had to give your players a holiday, but you don't do this middle of the season. So this one break is okay, but what I'm criticizing is too many international breaks. And when you see that in June, July is another international window, this is something I can't understand. The season ends in May. You have to stay and keep fit for an international window in June and July. That's not good.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, I mean, there are too many. You're right. There are too many international breaks, and I think there's too many in the men's game as well. If we're honest, but I for some reason I can put up with the international breaks when in the women's game because you get to watch the Lionesses, and I like watching the Lionesses and. I don't know. I kind of don't really mind it so much. I think. I mean, but there are too many. I agree. But this one's a good one to have, isn't it? As well, I think you're right. It's we haven't played England. Lionesses haven't played for a while. It's good to have a game again, isn't it? A couple of games. So yeah, I think that's probably this one's probably all right, isn't it? I mean, Emma, do you like the international breaks, or would you rather they maybe didn't bother so much and just concentrated on the important stuff that? I
mean, it's good to have the international breaks and catch up, but I feel like, I mean, it's just the schedule is so demanding, and they play so many games enough as it is, and we never always talk about the rising and all these knee injuries as well, and I think it's good to have them, but I think maybe they need to spread them out a bit more, and just to ease the burden on all these on the athletes, because I mean, until more research is done, as we know, it's not going to help with it on the injury front. Even I think was it Georgia Stanway spoke about recently. That the schedule is just so demanding, and they need to ease it up on the players. And she had a very good point. But I mean, it's good to have them, and and they need to do it regularly. But I just feel like if those players that play a lot, maybe when it comes to international break, maybe ought to be rested. And I don't know if that's the case with Lotta, for example. But it's good to have them. But I feel like they probably should maybe across the season maybe spread them out a bit more and. Just try to ease the burden on the players somehow because it's, as you say, it's not going to help with trying to prolong players' careers. But I mean, it is there and it has to be done ahead of major tournaments. So there's nothing we can do about it really. But it's good to have it and come round again.
Beth Mead's just scored for the Lionesses. Beth Mead has just scored. It's a typical Beth Mead goal. She knows how to score past Innsbruck because she does it every day in training, probably. In fact, Leslie Russo should have scored just before. She miskicked the ball in front of the 6-yard box.
Arsenal 2, Austria 1.
And it fell to Beth, and she's cutting and curled it in that top corner with her left foot. She's done that so many times. A great goal. Terry says there, both the Gooners have scored against Inns tonight. Should make the Arsenal camp fun against Spurs. Yeah, I'm sure it will. But they know how to score past her, don't they? Because I say they do it every day in training, so I suppose it's fair enough, isn't it? Terry says, what a scuff by Russo, should be scored. Yeah, she should have scored just before Beth scored, so it's just fine, isn't it? Greg says, Beth scored indeed. She did. Great goal it was as well, wasn't it? It was a great finish, actually. Brilliant into the top corner. Did enjoy that one. Greg makes a point here. He says, Andreas, just move over here and save you a lot of money. It would save a lot of money. Move to London. That's what you need to do, don't you?
Move to London. Move to London.
But then the hotels would miss out, wouldn't they? You know, your favourite hotels, they'd miss you, wouldn't they, if you weren't going to the hotels every so often?
They raised the prices last weekend because it was London Fashion Week. It was nearly double the price as normal, so I had to choose another hotel, the Premier Inn at Paddington. So this will be.
You mean they didn't even bring the prices down for you? They didn't even bring them down for you?
I can't understand it, but
shocking.
If there's something special in London, like Fashion Week or something else, royal birthdays, then the prices are double or more.
Yeah.
I can't do this, but I'll be back at the Premier Inn for the special. Of course, have to.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not right, is it? We need to get a petition up to make sure Andreas gets his right price at his normal hotel because it's ridiculous.
It's royalty. I told you it's royalty. He's a pass, man. Yeah.
They can put the price up for other guests, but not for Andreas. He should be get special treatment, shouldn't he? They should give him. That's ridiculous. That's not good at all. That's not good for business. I'm sorry, but Motel One, you're not doing yourself any favors by outpricing Andreas from your hotel. You know, you need to look at your rules and you need to rethink that policy, quite honestly, and give Andreas his normal price. You should have just phoned up when you went to book. You should have said, "Look, it's Andreas. Just give him my normal price for my normal room. It's fine." I'm sure they probably would have done. But anyway. LG says he's got a question for Andreas. He says, do you think Sydney Lohman has a future at Bayern with the impending arrival of Oberdorf? Well, that's quite interesting, isn't it? What do you think about that? Do you think she has? Because if she hasn't, we'll take her.
It's a very good question. I mean, they're playing different positions, but the Oberdorf signing is a great sign for Bayern Munich and for the German Bundesliga that such a player stays in Germany. But the contract of Sydney Lohman is running out in summer, and all the informations, the rumors I got is that she wants to leave, and her dream is to play in England. So I tried to contact all the sources I have, and the last one confirmed me on Tuesday or Wednesday that Chelsea is in the pole position. And Sid Lohman is in her mind. She has already decided to leave. I mean, she came through the youth teams. She did her first matches for the first team when she was 16, and since she's 17, she's a regular starter for Bayern Munich. Of course, now she'll be 24 this summer. Yeah, it's normal that she says she wants to see something different or she wants to come out of her comfort zone, and I think she could leave, and probably Chelsea is in the pole position. Could be there's Melly Leutbolz, Sjöke Nisken, and Katrin Berger, a lot of Germans there. They could convince her, and I don't want to lose her at Bayern. Yeah. If she leaves Bayern, then it would be great if she comes to Arsenal, because I really like Sid for 7 years now. Yeah. But I think, all the signs say she might leave.
Well, I mean, we spoke about this before, haven't we? It's not necessarily a position that Arsenal are desperately in need of strengthening. Let's be honest, it isn't. You know, she's a great player, absolutely, and you don't really want to. You can't have too many great players. It's not a priority position for me, unfortunately. So, but we don't want Chelsea to get a do it because it strengthens Chelsea, and that's the last thing that we need, really. So I don't know, but yeah, I mean, if she's leaving and she wants to come to England, then I mean, we'll take her. I'm sure we will, but I'm not sure if that's going to happen, really.
Chelsea has different strategy. They say they don't look, do we need a player? They sign a player and then they say, how could she play in our team? Do we need her? But first sign and then look whether they need her. That's Chelsea's strategy. So
yeah, you're probably right. It probably is. And, maybe we should try that as well. Just buy everybody, like Man City doing the men's. Say just buy everybody, so no one ever can buy them, and then stick them in the reserves and don't play them. But anyway, Greg says it could mean Stanway's on her way back to England. I don't think Oberdorf's going to affect Stanway's position because they're different roles in the team, aren't they? I can't see. It'd be nice if Georgia Stanway came back to it. We'll buy her as well. Buy Georgia Stanway as well. That'll do. We'll take her, won't we? She's a great player. We love her.
Oh God!
But yeah. Terry made a point there about the hotel. He says, come over on a dinghy, you get a free hotel, fed and water. Yeah, you do. That's probably true, actually. But anyway, royalty like Andreas has to pay more money. It's ridiculous, really, isn't it? There's something not right here, is there? Something's not right in the world. But anyway, Terry says, Wayne says, I generally don't mean this in a rude way, but is Oberdorf going to Wolfsburg downgrading the women's Bayern Munich, downgrading the women's game? I thought Wolfsburg were the better team out there. I could be wrong. I mean, are they the better team, Wolfsburg? I mean, we don't want to think that they are, do we? Really, let's be honest, because we don't like Wolfsburg, do we? But in terms of what the trophies, Bayern Munich have won more than Wolfsburg, haven't they, Andres?
Wolfsburg has won more trophies. They were, I think, 10 times in a row won the German Cup. They won all the league titles, but the last league title went to Bayern. It's I would say currently Wolfsburg is still the number one team in Germany, but there's more money at Bayern Munich, and Bayern is trying to build something in women's football. They want to be number one in women's football in Germany, and of course they want to be competitive in Champions League. They are out now in group stage, so this is not Bayern like. They want to compete for the Champions League title, and they invest a lot of money. You see, they bought Pernille Harder and Magda Eriksson. Now Oberdorf the year before, Georgia Stanway. They are trying to get the big players, and Wolfsburg is always buying the best young players from the Bundesliga, from other Bundesliga teams. It's difficult to say, but I think that the trend is more in favor of Bayern Munich because they invest more money, and that's the reason why Oberdorf is going there, because she won the league title, the cup, but she wants to win the Champions League, and she wants to be international present. So, and I heard that her partner doesn't want to leave Germany. She wanted to stay, and that's why Oberdorf chose Bayern and not went to Paris or to Chelsea.
See, that's that situation in Germany, and kind of it's a little bit like the Arsenal-Chelsea thing in the WSL, isn't it? Chelsea have been the more dominant team in terms of winning trophies in recent years, but maybe Arsenal investing more now with the players that we've brought in. So maybe Arsenal are going to be taking over from Chelsea in the next few years, which we obviously hope so. Maybe in Germany it's the same, isn't it? Maybe Bayern are going to be overtaking Wolfsburg, who have won all those trophies in recent years. And they're kind of quite similar. We've said this before on the show, haven't we? The way that Chelsea play and the way that Wolfsburg play is quite similar. And we don't like Wolfsburg for the same reason that we don't like Chelsea, you see. So, and if they're going to start dropping down a little bit and getting overtaken, then that'll be a good thing for everybody, won't it? LG says Bayern will play most games with 9 players with Stanway and Oberdorf in midfield. Yeah, there'll be a few cards there, won't they? There'll be a few cards being shown there. There's no doubt in that midfield. Especially, Oberdorf gets lows, don't she? She just, it's just what she does, really. LG says Wolfsburg has been better in the last 10 years, but I feel now there is a paradigm shift. Yeah, exactly. That's what obviously Andreas was saying. I think it's the same in England at the minute with Arsenal and Chelsea, and maybe Man City, but we won't worry too much about them because they haven't won anything yet, really. So it's us. We're going to take over. We are on the march. We are going to be taking over the WSL in the next few years. Now, obviously, I say we've got this international break, but coming up after the international break, we have got some really, really big games, haven't we? And I think that the games coming up straight after the international break are going to define our season, aren't they? I think, we've got obviously Tottenham, hopefully a sold out Emirates. We've then got Aston Villa in the semi-final. And then the next game after that is Chelsea away, isn't it, in the WSL? Now, if we were to win all three of those games, then suddenly, wow, what a finish to the season we could be in store for. But if we were to lose any of those games, I think, if we lose the Aston Villa game, that's the cup we've gone. If we lose to either Tottenham or Chelsea, then that's probably the league gone as well. So we're now reaching, when we come back from this international break, we are now reaching make or break time, aren't we, for the season for us? It's make or break time. These next three games, that's it. The season's either going to continue and it's going to be exciting, or it's all over, really, essentially. Yes, we still got the top three in the league to fight for. But, I mean, Andreas, it's exciting, isn't it, that we've got these games to come, but we can't even contemplate losing any of them. We have to win them all, don't we? All three, certainly, and then push on from there, hopefully.
Yeah, it's the decisive weeks of the season that are coming, and I'm optimistic for the North London derby. I'm sure that we can beat Spurs at home in a filled Emirates with this atmosphere. We have the better team, and I think the girls know that there's something they have to do against Spurs. Nobody has forgotten the defeat in December, so I'm optimistic for this match. And normally we should be able to beat Villa at home in the Conti Cup and reach the final. This would be something like saving our season to reach a cup final. The away match at Chelsea is something that decides the rest of the season. And yes, I made a mistake at the beginning of the show. We are not playing at Kings Meadow, but at Stamford Bridge. So this is even better for us, as I don't see Stamford Bridge as a real home for Chelsea. They are struggling there, as we did 2 years ago at the Emirates. They are not used to playing there because they are playing there very rarely. It's not their home. Their home is Kings Meadow. They're much stronger there, and therefore we'll have a chance at Stamford Bridge. And if we win all three matches, then maybe everything is possible. But let's take one after the other. First the North London derby, and then let's see on.
It's only because it's international break. I was thinking more ahead, really, and looking at those three games and thinking, well, the whole season is going to rest on those three games, isn't it? And absolutely, I mean, I think if we win all three of those games, I think even some of the sceptical people out there, like LG, who'd maybe question whether we can do it, I think maybe they might start to think, you know what, maybe there's a chance. Obviously, it'll still be a long way to go. And as Wayne rightly says here, he says there we have to win all three. Chelsea doesn't like our style of play. No, they don't. And I think at Stamford Bridge, as we said, I think that's a big advantage. Wayne says we have to win every single game of football we have left in the season. Yeah, we do. We do have to win every single game. But these next three will define what happens after that, won't they? Because if we don't win all three of them games, then we're not going to be able to reach the targets that we want. No. So, but yes, you're right. One game at a time is what we have to do. Tottenham next, and we have to win that and then move forward and hope for the best. Terry says that Spurs will be a doddle. The FC don't stand a chance. Well, of course, we knew you'd be optimistic, Terry. We knew you'd think we'd win all.
Yeah, he's always optimistic, isn't he?
Yeah, of course he's optimistic. Why not? But yeah, they are three now really, really massive games. It's exciting, isn't it? These are the type of games that I love, really, because it's like, it's win or bust in a way, isn't it? It's so exciting, obviously. Unless you lose them, then it's a disaster. But looking ahead to them, I'm really excited. I mean, they're three big games, aren't they? Do you think we can do it? Do you think in maybe 3 weeks' time after the Chelsea game, we'll be sitting here saying the season's still alive, we're still going for the double, or do you think it'll all be over and we'll be crying?
Well, I don't know. We've had some form where it's just about consistency. You see, you just follow one good result and a bad one. You see, beat Chelsea 4-1, lose to Spurs, lose to West Ham after putting in the performances against Everton, and then we put in that performance against who was it we played before we lost to West Ham? I can't remember now. We put in that good performance against in the FA Cup, but it just needs consistency. I think the games are spread out now, which is good. You've got Sunday and then Wednesday, and they got a whole week to prepare for that Chelsea game. There's no FA Cup, and they got FA Cup I think in between. So yeah, I think there's a good chance. I think we could win that. But I said if we can, even if we can get 4 points or even two draws out of those, get away games at Chelsea and Man City. Factor in that Manchester United still have to play away in Manchester City in the derby, and the final game of the season, I believe Chelsea go to Old Trafford to play Manchester United as well. They're not easy games. You still got to go out and win them, so anything's still possible. But I do agree, we probably have to be flawless from now on in, and if we can replicate the sort of performance we saw against Manchester United, why not? And but it's going to go. I think we're not. I wouldn't rule us out yet. I know we're probably underdogs, especially with the goal difference. But stranger things have happened. But yeah, I mean, we'll probably have to win every game. But I'm not ruling it out. I'm not ruling out the possibility of it happening. But it remains to be seen for sure.
Yeah, no, exactly. I mean, I'm not going to rule anything out while it's still mathematically possible. And I think we've got, I think we're right. Chelsea, I think at Stamford Bridge will be. It's good for us that's playing there. I think I'm quite confident. I forgot that was at Stamford Bridge actually. That to me that makes a big difference. I think.
Yeah.
And I'm sure Emma Hayes didn't make that decision because had she done so, I don't think she would have selected the game to be played there. She knows how big Kings Meadow is for Chelsea. So. Yeah, I think that's an advantage to us. Let's hope that we can make it count, and but we need to win the first 2 games first. We can't get carried away. Knowing us, it would be typical of Arsenal, wouldn't it? We'll lose to Tottenham and then we'll go and beat Chelsea away when it's totally a waste of time because we've already lost to Tottenham. That'd be a typical Arsenal thing, wouldn't it, to do that? Let's hope that doesn't happen, of course. But obviously next week we'll look a lot more ahead to that Tottenham game, which is coming up next Sunday. Are you flying over for that one as well, Andreas? I'm assuming you are.
Of course, late Friday evening, flight to London, and I'll be at the Emirates on Sunday. Yeah, it's a must.
Oh, absolutely, well, it is a must. Yeah, there's no doubt. And you going back to your normal hotel, are you or not?
No.
Same as the motel. Same motel.
What are they doing? That's just not good, is it? It's not good at all. I don't know what they're doing there. Greg says LJ hates playing against us. She's always made to look so ordinary. Yeah, she's never had a good game against us. Actually, absolutely right. She should have been sent off last time, as we know. So yeah. Terry says Salty FC and the ref and linesman 1, Gooner Girls 3. Well, we'll see. Let's worry about the Chelsea game in a few weeks' time. We've got a couple of big games to come before that, anyway, haven't we? So, are you going to the Spurs game, Emma?
No, I'm actually on holiday next week, mate.
Oh, yeah.
So holiday for Thursday until the 9th of March. I'm off to the Dominican Republic. So, yeah, I won't be able to go to that one, but I'll have to transfer it to somebody in good time so my ticket gets used. So, yeah, hopefully somebody will be out there.
Didn't you just come back from holiday somewhere else?
Oh, that was in India. That was in December, mate. That was 2 months ago.
2 months? Most people get one holiday a year. You're going on holiday twice in 2 months.
I hadn't had a holiday since June 2022 before last year. So it was 18 months. So I need another one, to be fair.
Oh, well, okay, fair enough.
I'll follow the games online. Hopefully, if they have an FA player, or obviously not FA player, but I'll follow it on the Twitter feed as well. And with the Conti Cup, we're only missing those 2 games. And hopefully, with the Conti Cup being 4 hours behind there, I might be able to catch it on FA player or something. So let's see. But yeah, no, I wish them all the best. And, I think, let's see, hopefully we'll have a good run, I'll build on that performance. Spurs, yeah, they lost last week. Good to see a former gunner scoring against them. That gives us hope. They've not been that brilliant since beating us. But I think hopefully the crowd will get behind them. And, yeah, we can go on a good run. And you just never know what can happen, But, yeah, as I said, we'll have to be flawless. But I like the way we played last week. And that gives me confidence and going forward. So it's good.
I mean, Greg's made a good point here. He says, "How can you go on holiday at such an important time in the season?" I mean, yeah, it's strange. I agree.
I'll be back for the Chelsea. I'll be back for the Chelsea game.
You can't go on holiday. You can't go on holiday now. I mean, that's what the summer's for. The Lionesses didn't qualify for the Olympics for the very reason that we can all go on holiday in the summer and not have to worry about football. You know what I mean? So you don't go on in February, do you? May or March, maybe. It's crazy. You got to stay and watch the games. Terry says, "I agree." Yeah, we all agree. Terry, Greg, really right. That's a very good point. No one should be allowed to go on holiday in February and March and April. It's not good. But yeah, so obviously that's going to be a great game next week. We're looking forward to that. Of course we are. It is going to be. It's going to be. So I just thought that if Bamard's on holiday next week and Andreas is flying over to England, I'm going to be on my own on the show on my own. How are we going to do that?
Oh, you'll be on your door.
Solo.
You'll have to send me some videos and stuff. So
we'll send some videos. Yeah.
Some videos. So we'll do it. We'll still do a show. Don't worry about it. It'll still be a good show. We'll just have videos instead, so that'll be good. But anyway, we'll worry about that next week. For the time being, we can just not worry about. We've got a week off from stressing, a weekend off stressing about the women's team. Well, I've actually got some women's football to watch this weekend because on Sunday I am going to see the Newcastle women. They are playing against Portsmouth. It's a semi-final of the National League Cup. So it's basically the sort of third tier. All the teams in the third tier of women's football are all in a big competition together. Now, as it turns out, Newcastle are top of the Northern Premier League division and Portsmouth are top of the Southern Premier League division. And if it finished like that, they would both be promoted to the Championship. So this is a game that would actually be a Championship fixture next season, potentially. So they're two informed teams. They've only lost one game each all season in the league. So it's going to be a good game, actually. I know it's third tier women's football, so the standard and the quality isn't as good. We've watched Newcastle women before, and it's great. It's at St James's Park as well. They're expecting 35,000 or more fans there as well. Incredible, for a tier 3 league cup game. Amazing crowd, incredible, really.
That's good.
And it does go to show, doesn't it, that women's football now really is, I say Joey Barton, we mentioned him before. He can't believe that people want to. He played for Newcastle. He knows what Newcastle's like as a football city, and they're coming out to support their women's team. It's going to be great. So we're going to be there on Sunday for that.
Nobody cares. I don't know. Just quickly, I thought I'd bring it up quickly. Did you see his tweet the other day? He says, "I paid my Sky Sports subscription. I didn't pay for it to watch cosplay." And I like, why? If you paid the subscription, go cancel your subscription. But he's asking you, saying you have to watch it. Just stick to what you know. Nobody cares. Your views are outdated. You live almost. His views outdated. They're so prehistoric in many ways that they outdate the dinosaurs, for goodness sake. So yeah, but he can think what he likes, but yeah, he's out of touch and he's not with it. And quite frankly, we'll all be better off. I just blocked him on Twitter last week, and I won't be unblocking him again anytime soon. So we're just better off just ignoring him.
I mean, to be fair, that point is absolutely right, because just because you don't like watching something doesn't mean it should be stopped for everybody. Just don't watch it. No one's forcing you to watch it. If you don't like women's football, that's fair enough. I personally can't understand why people don't like women's football, but that's because I enjoy it, and that's fair enough. But the fact is that if you don't enjoy watching it, don't watch it. There's loads of things on. Well, I don't subscribe to Sky anyway, but Sky cover lots of different sports, don't they? From darts to sailing and all kinds of stuff, right? And most people don't watch any of it. Most people only subscribe to Sky for the football. If Sky didn't have football on, they'd lose pretty much 99% of their subscriptions, wouldn't they? Because that's all people subscribe to it for. They don't watch it for any other sport, even though they cover loads of sports, don't they? So if you don't want to watch it, don't watch it. No one minds. You don't have to watch it. No one's forcing you to. And if you don't watch it or you don't like it, then your opinion on it isn't really that important, is it? Anyway, I mean, I won't block Joey Bart for the simple fact is that I actually enjoy some of the things that he says. Some of the things he says I don't like, obviously, but I think everyone's entitled to an opinion. That's fair enough. But he does come out with some absolute nonsense. Let's be honest, particularly when it comes to women's football. And cancel your subscription in, Joey. I'm sure they won't mind. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
But you won't. You won't cancel your subscription because you want to watch the men's games, don't you? So you won't cancel it. So
Exactly.
Don't talk absolute nonsense. Greg says, women's football is more entertaining than men's. And that's it. That's the point. It 100% is. It 100% is. There's no question. Whether or not you think it's better in terms of quality, whether you think it's faster and more physical, no, it probably isn't any of those things. Is it more entertaining? That's the question you should be asking. Is it more entertaining? I think it is. For me, it's men's football without the bad bits of men's football, which is most of it these days, unfortunately. And that's what we're left with. You're left with the best bits. What's there not to like? Personally, I can't figure it out, really. But it's right, isn't it? I mean, Andreas, obviously you watch men's football as well, don't you? Is women's football more entertaining, do you think? Even if it's not better in a physical sense, it's more entertaining, isn't it, surely?
It's more entertaining. It's more the pure football we all fell in love 20, 30 years ago.
Exactly.
Great. This is the football I remember. and the men's football is it's I sometimes say it's millionaires doing their business, but not doing sports or playing football. And it's too many acting, and of course it's more physical. But and women's football is a bit slower, but it's technically and tactically it's on top level, and the audience is growing. I had two interesting episodes last weekend. On Sunday, I went to a pub near in Baker Street, and the waitress, of course, she recognized that I'm an Arsenal fan because we're Arsenal jacket and scarf, and she said, "Oh, Arsenal is my favorite club too. I'm watching the women's game. Last week I saw West Ham, and I thought, yes, yesterday I was at the Emirates, sold out Emirates against China. Oh, she's watching the games if she's not working." And we talked about Arsenal women, and in a pub somewhere in Baker Street. Just fantastic. And I told her that we make every Friday this live show. She went and took her mobile, and then she went on our channel, and she said, "Okay, if I'm not working on a Friday evening, I'll watch the show." It's just fantastic. And when I was in the tube on Saturday to the match, a lady was sitting near me, and she was looking at me. She also wear a red shirt, Arsenal shirt, and I thought, okay. I said hello. So we're going to Arsenal, and she said, "You're Andreas, aren't you?"
So, that was amazing. You told me that story. Yes, you told me that. That was brilliant.
She's watching our show. It's just fantastic to see how our small show is growing, and the audience for the women's football is growing. Yeah. Just fantastic. And for me, coming to another country. As a German coming to England and being recognized in the tube. What do you expect more?
You're like a celebrity, aren't you? You're like a celebrity now.
Well, they watch our show. They said they listen to your request to say, "Oh, if you see him, hi," and they see you. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
If the first one wants to selfie with me, then I should start to print autograph cards or something like that.
You should get a photo. Just get signed photos and give them out to people. That's what you need to do. That would be brilliant. That fantastic. What great stuff. See, and it just goes to show, doesn't it, that how much football can bring people together, which is what it should be about, shouldn't it? At the end of the day, and it's great that and you're right. Our little show here that we've been doing 3 or 4 years now is. People are starting to take notice maybe and recognize you guys when you're out and about, which is great, isn't it? So yeah, that's all good stuff. Greg says Lotta's come on. She has. Lotta has come on for England, guys. Lotta's on at half time. Lotta Wobenmoy is on. Unfortunately, Lauren James is on as well, but we'll kind of over that. Lotta's on. That's the most important thing.
Yeah, she's come on
45 minutes here, Lotta, to really make a claim, hasn't she, and prove how good she is and show that she deserves more minutes. So. Maybe see Serena's watched her show earlier. She watched us saying, "Why isn't Lotta playing?" She brings her on at half time. We tell Young to make changes to the team. He makes changes to the team. Andreas is sitting on the tube. People come up to him and say, "You're Andreas, aren't you?" You know what I mean? We are getting noticed. In high places? We are getting noticed in high places. This is good. This is good stuff. So anyway, yeah, it's all good, isn't it? But yeah, so if next week, obviously the Emirates again. If you see Andreas knocking around on the underground or in the pub or wherever it is, definitely say hello because why not? You might get a mention on the show like you just did there, which is good, isn't it? Terry says, "Can we come to the wedding, Andreas?" The wedding? I think it's a bit early. I think it's a bit early to talk about weddings, Terry. But yeah, anyway, so Lotta Wobenmoy is on anyway for England, which is great news, isn't it?
Yeah.
So suddenly Serena's just gone up in my estimations now. I was a little bit upset with her before, but now we're back in love with Serena again for bringing Lotta on. So good stuff. And it is still 3-1 to England, by the way, just in case you're wondering what score was. It is still 3-1. So yeah, that's good, isn't it? Right, okay. Now, of course, what we've got before we finish today is we've got a very special moment. We have got another brilliant question coming up from Andreas. Of course, he's been working hard on these. When he's not international jet setting around the world, he's doing some questions for us for a Friday. And this is going to be good. We are sure it's going to be good. So, Andreas, let us hear this fantastic. Your last question was great. See if this one can live up to the expectations.
Okay, yeah, let's see. It was hat tricks to 20. Yeah, Go on then.
You're ready, papers and pencil.
Well, I got my thing. I don't have to pick a pen, but I got it.
We're talking a lot about goalkeepers and goalkeeper situations. So
Okay.
the question is, how many goalkeepers started for Arsenal in a competitive match since season 2009-10?
2009-10.
Yeah. How many featured for Arsenal? And of course, name them. And how many were only bench or squad players? And if you could name
the bench or squad players as well. Oh my god!
I think if you can name those who featured in a competitive match, that would be enough. And start with the latest ones. That makes it easier.
Well, obviously Manu.
Yeah.
Sabrina D'Angelo, Lydia Williams.
Yes.
Wasn't there a Sari van Veenendaal?
Yes.
Yeah.
Sari van Veenendaal.
Those are the youth goalkeepers I would have started in the Conti Cup. Wasn't there one on loan somewhere recently? I can't remember who it was now.
He's injured now.
Yeah.
Injured? Oh, Anna Morehouse.
Oh, that's correct, but that's longer ago.
I remember Anna Morehouse.
Yeah, it's correct.
Which other keepers would we have had? Oh, that's hard.
Wow, this is tough, man. I'll tell you why it's hard, because goalkeepers, unless they make horrendous mistakes, you don't tend to remember them too much, do you? They're just a player that's in the part of the team. It's all the other players that you remember more, don't you?
Pauline.
Yes, Pauline Peromania.
Pauline Peramanian.
Yes,
Corey, Anna Morehouse. Who else would there have been? Manu, Sabrina. What countries are we looking at? England youth goalkeeper, somewhere, maybe a youth goalkeeper who's not been used.
Yeah,
LG's got one. That's the one I was thinking of. Emma Byrne, of course.
Emma Byrne, yeah, of course, Emma Byrne. It's not Emma Bruyne. It's not Emma De Bruyne. Man. Emma De Bruyne.
No, we know what he meant. We know he meant it.
From the current squad, we have a goalkeeper from the USA. She was out on loan, tore her ACL.
USA.
Oh yes, Marquise.
Yeah,
Marquise. Of course, yeah. Marquise. How can I forget Marquise?
Yes, of course. Yeah.
Countries.
That's a good one. Yeah, I forgot about her.
And then we had a young goalkeeper from Man City who was on loan and back, and she's now, I think, at Sheffield. She's
on loan from Man City.
Yeah, she's playing for the U23 currently.
Man City. Not Robot.
Oh yeah, LG's come up another one as well. Fran Stenson. Yeah,
Fran Stenson. That's the one. Fran Stenson.
I was thinking of Reading. I knew we had a goalkeeper who went to Reading. That was Fran Stenson went to Reading, didn't she?
I don't think that was the one that played for City.
She came from
Fran Stenson went to Reading, didn't she?
Yeah, but she originally came from Man City. I mean, in 2019 or so. Yeah.
I didn't realise.
My memory is not great. If I'm being honest.
For 3 or 4 years, was out on loan all the time. Now she's playing for Sheffield, and she's in the U23 national team. But
how many have we got so far, and how many are there all together? Can you tell us how many more we still got going?
There'll be quite a few, I would imagine. We've probably got about 10, have we?
Four still missing.
4? Only 4?
Only 4?
Yes. Now you've got 9, and now
you've got 9, and there's still 4.
Hmm. But these names.
What countries are we looking at?
Names, I wouldn't have.
Lydia Williams, didn't you? You said Lydia Williams, Manu, Sabrina, Fran. Who else did we say? Sari, Kaylin. We also said Pauline Peramanian.
Mm.
I'm trying to think of countries. What kind of countries could there?
LG says Becky Spencer.
Becky Spencer.
Yes. Becky Spencer. Yes.
Becky Spencer.
Oh,
yes.
Becky Spencer. When did Becky Spencer play in goal for Arsenal?
That's a long time ago. Very long time ago.
That must have been. Oh, yeah, that would have been a long time ago. Yeah.
13.
Okay, so that was 2006 to 2011, Richard.
Was it?
2013.
2012, she also had goals in 2012 and 2015.
How many games did she play?
2010 and 2013, she didn't play a single game.
I was going to say, I don't remember her playing too many games.
Yeah. Unused substitutes as well. Yeah, she's been an unused substitute. Yeah, I mean, overall in the whole Arsenal career across 6 seasons, she played only 10 times.
Well, there you go. No wonder we didn't remember her. There was that one. I don't think she ever played for the first in that. Hermione Cull, who's at London City Lionesses now. She never
Hermione
actually played.
Cull.
She was on the bench for us. I don't know if that's on your list.
Hermione Cole.
Yeah. She was on the bench for the first team maybe twice, I remember.
Yeah,
she never came on.
joined,
Or played.
yeah. Didn't
And I
play
think
for
she's at London City Lionesses now, isn't she? I think she was there. I think she's their number 2 goalkeeper or something.
So we got 3 more still. Are you saying we got 3 more, Andreas?
Yes, 3 more names. I wouldn't have known that they were goalkeepers for Arsenal.
I think this is going back. This must be going back to like early 2010.
Yeah, these will be the early ones. I'm trying to think who was I mean,
Who
obviously,
would have replaced
Emma
Emma
Byrne
Byrne?
was the main goalkeeper back then, weren't she? She was like the first choice. It would have been the goalkeepers that were like second choice under Emma Byrne all those years, probably.
Maybe you know the name Siobhan Chamberlain.
Oh, Siobhan Chamberlain, yes. Siobhan
yes,
Chamberlain.
I do, yes.
Siobhan Chamberlain.
14 and
Siobhan
15.
Chamberlain, yes. Of course, Siobhan
Yes.
Chamberlain.
Oh, of course, yeah, I do remember her now. You mentioned it, yeah. She didn't play that many games, though, did she? She was like the sub goalkeeper, weren't she, mainly?
Yeah, but she played in the FA Cup and in the WSL. I don't know how many matches she played, but
Yeah, it wouldn't have been
2
many,
matches for Arsenal. She was on loan. She played 2. She joined. She was on a 2-year contract from Bristol, but she was on loan to Notts County. Only played twice ever for Arsenal.
Yeah, I didn't think it was many games. I do remember actually. Now you mentioned her on the bench and stuff. I don't remember her playing, but obviously she played a couple of times.
Becky Spencer, Emma Byrne, Siobhan Chamberlain. Oh God, I'm trying to think. I can't think. The other countries, they can't be. It's got to be England. I'm thinking, but I can't think of any foreign goalkeepers.
no 2 English.
Not a woman lady scored then, by the way. Not a woman lady scored for England, but not quite. She couldn't quite get a shot away.
Are the other goalkeepers both English?
Both English, yes. In 2013, they played for us.
2013. Oh my God. Such a long time ago. I was at uni. I don't even remember that. Oh, are they still playing now, or are they retired? Would we go to tell?
You were a little schoolboy then.
I was at uni.
They're probably retired, but that's what 11 years ago. They'll probably be retired now, won't they? Or they'll be
I thought they're probably retired.
right at the very end of their career, I suppose.
Oh, I don't know. Who was looking at? I couldn't even.
I give you the name. It's Sophie Harris and Cherry Rowlands.
Wow. Okay, I'll never get those.
Can't say those names ring a bell particularly. They can't have played many games between them. They can't have played many games, can they? Those two, I wouldn't have thought.
Well, Sophie Harris is still very much active. Yeah, she played 1 game in 2012. She had a shoulder injury, and ultimately her mother, sadly, she lost her mother and never played for Arsenal again.
Okay.
And who was the other one? Did you see?
The other one, Cherry Rowlands. Rowlands, yes, 2013.
What's the first
Cherry.
name? Cherry
Yes.
Rowlands.
Mm-hmm.
I can't say I've ever. That name doesn't ring a bell at all. I've got to be honest.
No.
It does not ring a bell at all.
Oh, Cherie Rowlands. Yeah, she plays.
I
I
bet
think
she played 1 game or something like that, didn't she?
At least
Apparently,
2.
Apparently, she played. She's now at Barnet. Apparently, she played. Yeah, she lasted one year at Arsenal. I don't know, but I've never got those. No, never shall. No,
I've never even heard
Very
of
good
that. It
question.
doesn't ring a bell at all. So I'm guessing she played very few games. Elgie's got an interesting story. He says, I once heard Becky Spencer used to work at the Arsenal men's laundry room to supplement her football income while she was still at Arsenal. There you go, you see. That just goes to show, doesn't it, how women's football's changing, that they had to work and stuff. I mean, now they're full-time professionals, aren't they? They don't need another job. They always used to have to, didn't they? Greg says Angela Banks did as well score 133 goals in 143 games.
Angela Banks, a goalkeeper. What?
Who's Angela Banks? Got 133 goals, 143 matches. Wow, she sounds amazing. Whoever she is,
Angela Banks.
She played for Arsenal. She could have played for
Yeah,
Arsenal.
she did. Yeah, she did. Yeah, it says former year. She played in Arsenal
Angela
from
Banks.
1999 to 2005.
Okay.
She scored 42 goals and won the treble. And then, apparently, I don't know. But yeah, she said she scored 42 goals in the 2001 season.
Okay.
Wow. Okay. I can't remember that far back.
So these were 13 goalkeepers that featured in a competitive
There you
match.
go. Well, we got 9 of them. The other 4 we never heard of. So.
And that were only bench or squad players. But I'll give you the names because I haven't heard these names before, and I don't think you will recognize. Nicole Adams, Holly Augustus, Hermine Cull, Emma Gibson.
Yeah, you said Hermine Cole. You said Hermine Cole. You said that.
Yeah, I said it. Yeah, I said it. Yeah.
Sarah Quantrill, Cian Rogers, Lucy Thomas, and from the current squad, Naomi Williams and Sarah Boadi.
Okay, yes, yeah.
In a match, only on the bench. So that's it. 13 played and 10 only on the bench or the squad. That's it.
Wow.
Nice.
That is amazing. That is incredible. What a great. No one would ever have got all of them. I wouldn't have thought. I don't think there'd be anyone would have got all of them names because some of them, most of them probably never even heard of. Greg says there she was the first Arsenal player to score in Europe. Angela Banks was she really? Okay,
Yeah, that's right.
There you go. She's not a relative of yours, is she, Greg? You seem to know a lot about her. We've never even heard of her. But anyway. So yes, I mean, it is what it is, I suppose. But that was a great question, by the way. That was brilliant. I love that. They're the sort of questions that I really love. I love them when you've got a list of players or list of things like that, like the hat tricks one. So I love those sort of questions really because it makes you think, doesn't it? Of all these. LG's made a good point there. You forgot Mary Earps. Yeah, we forgot about Mary Earps. She'll be next on the list, won't she? She'll probably play for Arsenal before that Sarah, what's her face does, Bugatti. Oh, hang on 2 seconds. And it's the third Arsenal goal. It's a third Arsenal goal for the Lionesses. Russo scored again. See, maybe we write what LG said. She scores a lot of goals for the Lionesses and doesn't seem to score too many for Arsenal. But anyway, took that goal well, 1-on-1 with the keeper, slotted it away, and it's a very good mistake at the back from Austria. To be fair, they gave the ball away. She wasn't offside. They just showed it there, and 1-on-1 with the keeper, and lovely little finish. Clipped it into the corner past Zinsberger, who didn't really move, which is not a surprise, is it? It's kind of what she does. What she does best, stand still and watches the ball go past her. She's done it again. Terry says Russo did it. It's 4-1. Neve Charles has just gone off and Jess Carter's come on. So a Chelsea player replacing a Chelsea player, which is always nice, isn't it? We like to see things like that, don't we? And it looks like Russo's not going to get a hat-trick because she's going off as well. So Alessia Russo's going off. Rachel Daly's coming on for the Lionesses, and it looks as though Jess Park's coming on as well. I thought I had a good game for Man City against us and against them.
He's a very, very good player as well.
He's a good little player. She's coming on as well. But Rachel Daly's now coming on. And there's some more. Yeah, there's another change there. And Austria making a couple of changes as well now. There's 4-1 to England anyway, and 3 of the goals have been scored by Arsenal players, which is nice, isn't it? 2 for Russo, 1 for Beth Mead, and it was Grace Clinton got the other one. And Zinsberger's let them all in, though, which is a little bit worrying. Although she couldn't do a lot about a couple of them, I think. But anyway, Greg says the scores that gets taken off must be disheartening, especially when you're on a hat-trick as well. It's not so bad if you score 1 goal and you get taken off. When you've just scored a second goal, so you're on a hat-trick, you haven't even got the opportunity to stay on the pitch to try and get your hat-trick for 10 minutes. Yeah, it's a bit of a shame, isn't it? But anyway, I'm sure she'll play a part in the game on Tuesday night as well against Italy. But anyway, we'll see. But yeah, so Russo 2 and Beth Mead 1. What a night it's been for the Arsenal Lionesses, tonight. And a lot of Ruben Moyes playing 45 minutes as well, guys. That is great news, isn't it?
Yeah.
Which we've been desperate to see, haven't we? So that's really good, isn't it? Grace Clinton it was that went off for Jess Park as well, just to clear up that other substitution as well. And yeah, England look as though we're going to be winning this game a little bit more comfortably than we beat Austria in the Euros, of course. If you remember the opening game, it was 1-0 and we struggled a little bit, didn't we? We won the game, but it was a bit of a struggle, wasn't it? LG says Austria is not North Macedonia. It's quite a decent team with players playing for the top teams in the Frauen Bundesliga. So do not discredit Russo. Oh, no, I'm not discrediting Russo. She scored 2 good goals. 2 goals in sort of inside the penalty area as well. One was a rebound, wasn't it, from Beth Mead's shot inside the 6-yard box, which is a great striker's goal. And then that one there was a one-on-one, slotted it in. But again, we're not discrediting Austria, but we are discrediting Austria's goalkeeper slightly because, she's not great, let's be honest, at the moment, is she? Poor old Zinsberger. We do love her, but she's just not at her best, is she? Greg says, Zin's at her best. Yeah, she was at her best, wasn't she? Standing still, watching the ball fly past her. As I said, that's her trademark. That's a party trick, isn't it? When you meet new people and you're like, what's your special trick? You say, some people can, juggle and stuff like that. And Manu Zinsberger says, I can just stand still and watch the ball fly past me. The net, it's great. I do it all the time. And she just done it again tonight. But anyway, let's not worry too much about that. It's been a good night for the Arsenal Lionesses anyway. We are Lionesses are 4-1 up, which is great to see. And hopefully they might get a few more goals before the end of that game, which will be nice, won't it? So, but anyway, we'll maybe watch the end of this later on when we finish here. And maybe Lotte Wouben Moy might get a goal as well, just to complete the set. All the Arsenal players scoring in one game for him, that'd be nice, wouldn't it? So we'll see. But anyway, so that is another Arsenal women's show over with. It is the weekend can now officially start, and it's going to be, it's going to be a good weekend because tomorrow night we are here, of course, Arsenal playing Newcastle in the Premier League. It's a little bit of a domestic at home here because obviously Paul is a Newcastle fan, so that's going to be fun. And I'm taking her to the Newcastle women's game on Sunday because I know she's going to be cheering up after Arsenal smash 6 goals past Newcastle tomorrow night. So join us for that because it's going to be quite funny to see Paula crying as Arsenal score goal after goal tomorrow. So it's going to be good.
Well, let's see.
You don't want to miss that. So that's going to be good. So join us 7:45. We'll be here for that one. That's going to be a bit of fun. And of course, on Sunday, we'll be doing some videos from the women's game at Newcastle. So that'll be good as well. So don't forget to look out for that on the channel as well. So still stuff going on. It's going to be good. And of course, next Friday, we will be back, won't we, with our normal show here. Well, it won't be our normal show because it'll be me plus a few video links of Andreas and Amar and you guys as well. LG says, I'm glad we don't have the Austrian goalkeeper in our team. Yeah, imagine having that goalkeeper in our team, mate. Imagine how bad that would be. But anyway, now we love her really, don't we? We do love her really. But, yeah, she's maybe not quite the goalkeeper she once was. Let's put it that way, shall we say? And I think that Sabrina didn't do too badly, did she, at the weekend? So we'll
keep very well.
I think that goal we conceded, to be fair, it did come after that big long delay, didn't there, for that injury to Steph Catley when she took one for the team, didn't she? What a brave defending as well. Threw her head at it, didn't she? And it was after that injury delay where we conceded that goal almost straight after. And I think it was a concentration issue, which, yes, isn't great. And you can't afford to do that. But when you're 3-0 up in stoppage time, in the circumstances, we can forgive them for that. But yeah, Sabrina played well, I thought, and she looks decent. So maybe it's her time when she comes back from the cup, she might play a bit more regular again. We'll see. Anyway, so the weekend is here. We can enjoy a weekend. Arsenal going to win tomorrow, which we know is going to be good. And we're watching the women on Sunday, so that's going to be good. And then, we're going to be back here next Friday with we'll look forward to that North London derby, which is going to be a great game, isn't it? As it always is. Another sellout maybe at the Emirates. That'd be good. Two games in a row sold out at the Emirates. Wouldn't that be something special? Amazing, really. We just scored again, have we? It's disallowed. It was disallowed. Again, Manu watched the ball go over her head into the net, but it was offside, so we'll let her off. It was a handball, maybe, actually, in the build-up to that. Not sure who scored it, actually. I think it might have been Maya Letitia. Anyway, it didn't count, so there you go. Greg says, next home game, 5-0 win. Let's hope so. It was 4-0 last season, wasn't it, when we played Tottenham at the Emirates? So let's hope we can score 5 this time. That'd be good. We shall see. Anyway, Andreas, good to see you again. I know it's unusual for you to make an appearance here because you're so busy flying all over the world. It's nice that you managed to pop in and give us some time tonight. And we know you won't see you next week either, which is a shame. But by the way, your vlog from the Man United game was brilliant again. Another brilliant vlog. We enjoyed watching that. Fantastic stuff. We look forward to next week's one as well. You enjoying doing them as well?
Yeah. Thanks for having me in the show and for contributing to your channel. I like to film these vlogs, and if people like to see the atmosphere around the stadium, that's great for me. I will continue doing it next week. And of course, I enjoyed the show. great discussion as always, and nice doing the pub quiz question again.
It's been a while since I did one. I don't even remember what my last one was.
You'll have to make a good one next time then, Emma, won't you? Next time.
Definitely. Oh yeah, I've had some good ones in the past, but Andres has trumped me 1 or 2 with those, so yeah, that's good.
No, it's all good. I like them all actually. It's good fun. It gets us thinking on a Friday night, which is what it's all about, isn't it? And Emma, we're not going to see you next week either, are we? Because you know, we're talking about Andreas being jet setting all over the world. You're becoming a new jet setter, aren't you? 2 holidays in 2 months. You know what I mean? It's mad, really. But anyway, I'm sure you had a great time.
Man, honestly,
in the sunshine. We've scored again. No, we haven't. It's disallowed. I have scored. Jess Carter scored for England, by the way. It's 5-1. Looked like she might have been offside, but she wasn't.
Anyway, let's see. It'll be good. I'll try to follow the game from abroad, and I'll send my videos in and what we think. And it'll be good. 2 games to look forward to whilst I'm away. Hopefully, we can get to our League Cup final and defend it again. And it'll be interesting to see what happens. But no, I'm looking forward to it. It's a bit of quiet. It's good that the girls have time off. Hopefully, no one gets injured, and we can see more performances similar to what we did last week. So it'll be good.
Oh, by the way, right, Jess Carter has just nicked Lotte Wubben-Moy's goal. Lotte Wubben-Moy had a head from a corner, which was going in, and Jess Carter's flicked it in and nicked her goal off her. So cheers, Jess Carter. It's nice of you, isn't it? So Lotte Wubben-Moy's technically going to get an assist anyway. But
apparently it was a back heel.
She flicked it in, It's quite a cheeky little finish, actually. And she wasn't offside either, but... it should have been Lotte Wubben-Moy's goal because she headed it in. It was going in, I think. But anyway, it doesn't matter. It's a goal, and Lotte's got an assist, which is good, isn't it? And Jess Carter's got the goal, so it is 5-1 to England anyway, which is nice, isn't it? So that is, as we say, the Arsenal Women's Show. Join us tomorrow because that is going to be fun, isn't it? Tomorrow night, Arsenal versus Newcastle. It's always a big game in our household when Arsenal played Newcastle. We've got to get revenge, haven't we, for that terrible game I went to at St James's Park when they beat us earlier in the season, which was awful. Wasn't
you were there? You were there for that game?
I was there for that game, yeah. It was
the VAR rubbish and all that, of course.
It was horrible, yeah. I mean, it's always horrible losing to Newcastle at the best of times. But actually, they haven't scored at the Emirates since 2014. Last time they scored at the Emirates, 2014. Wow. So, I think it's 8 clean sheets in a row we've had at home against Newcastle. So, no doubt they'll score 3 goals tomorrow now. I've said that. But anyway, it's always nice beating them, isn't it? So, we look forward to that tomorrow. So, join me at 7:45 for the big game tomorrow night. And then I say, look out for the little vlog on Sunday from St James's Park, the Newcastle women, which is going to be good as well. And of course, we'll be back next Friday. Well, I'll be back next Friday with some videos and you guys as well. It's going to be good. So, join us for all of that. So, thanks for watching tonight. Don't forget to give us a like. And don't forget to like and subscribe and all that kind of stuff as well. We'll see you tomorrow. Greg says, don't worry, Rich, the chat will stay faithful. I'm sure you will. I look forward to you guys next week as well. We'll have fun, won't we? We'll all have fun like we always do. It'll be good. So join us for that. I say join us tomorrow now because that is going to be fun tomorrow night. The Newcastle game. We're going to have some fun with that, I'm sure. Thanks for watching. Thanks to Andreas, of course, as always, making a rare appearance in the studio this week. He's going to be away again next week, and Amar as well. Going off on holiday is ridiculous, isn't it? It shouldn't be allowed. It's good. I'm sure you'll have a great time. So I'll see you tomorrow. Stay tuned for that. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks to you guys for watching. Come on, you Gunners. Let's do it. See you later, guys. Take it easy.